Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your market report for Thursday, March 22nd, 2018. We're going to get right into the markets. We're going to start the charts right here. Now, first thing we're going to take a look at today is the silver price. Silver has went up a little bit, but today it's been driving back down again. And this is the same old story, you know. She comes up and then she goes back down. But she doesn't seem to be as on the bottom side of her range so much right today, you know. And it's got this little tick here. It looks like it's going to start to work its way back up again this afternoon. It did drop 11 cents on the day. It's 16.45. It must have been 16.50 something there earlier, but let's see, where is it? It was over 16.60 at one point. That's good. Silver's doing better than it has been. Let's just put it that way. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is what we're going to look at right now. And we're down 190 points on the day. And bond yields, we're going to move to bond yields in a second, but you're going to see something here, correlationship. I'm going to point out to you 190 points down the day. Remember that. Okay, so now oil's up to 64.57. When I say up, I mean, okay, it's down in the day a little bit, but overall it's up at $64. It peaked out here at around 65.62, and it's moved down from there. But still, if you take a look at the overall here over the 5-day trend, you can see it's up. Even though today it's down a little bit, still over the 5-day trend, oil price is up because it was 61.98 roughly. And now all of a sudden it's 64.63. That's up overall. So now let's take a Bitcoin price. Look at Bitcoin prices. Bitcoin at Bitstamp is running 86.05. Now, it was up over $9,000 there, but she's come down a little bit. If we take a look at the, let's take a look at the 15-minute chart. We'll see it was 91.88 at Bitstamp, and now it's down to 86.08. And let me take a look at the 1 minute to see what it's doing right up to the 1 minute. We can see it stepping down today. Earlier today it was over looks like earlier today, yeah, it was over $9,000. Now it's down to 86.15. Coin market cap we're going to move to, and we're looking at $330 billion market capital. Bitcoin's dominance is at 44%, which is quite high. I'm expecting that dominance to go down to the 30s, probably, and then later into the 20s, Bitcoin's dominance. Now, we're looking at Bitcoin cash rate of $1,000. All of them mostly are in the red. Litecoin 163.53. And so all the coins seem to be down a little bit today. Dash at $411. Okay. Let's see, what's Monero running at? Where's Monero? $208 for Monero. You know, IOTA, $1.28. Ripple, 64 cents. Ethereum, $531. That just seems to me like a pretty good little price for Ethereum, you know, for a coin, $531. Now, I'm not, when I buy cryptocurrency, I'm not going to be buying Bitcoin. I'm going to be trying to hit all of the top dozen coins or so. But I'm going to pick the ones I like and want. I don't want Ripple. So I'm going to be buying a little bit of Ethereum. I'm going to be buying some Bitcoin Cash. I'm going to be buying some Litecoin. Probably not Cardano or EOS, but I'll probably be buying a little bit of Neo. I'll be buying some IOTA. I'll be buying some Monero, and I'll be buying some Dash. And maybe a little bit of Ethereum Classic. I'm gonna buy like a variety. That's what I'm gonna do. You know, of those top coins. I don't like Ripple, never did like Ripple. I'm not going to buy Ripple. I don't care if Ripple goes to $50 a piece. You know, it just doesn't bother me. I'll have some Ethereum and I'll have some Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin, definitely Litecoin. I've always been a lover of Litecoin. Neo, I like Neo. I really like Neo. I like IOTA. I like Monero. I like Dash. These are the coins I like. You know, I'm not crazy about the original Bitcoin though. And I would love it. I would love the original Bitcoin if it wasn't 7 transactions a second. And if it didn't take like 4 days to send it, if you want to send it with no transaction fee, you know, then I would love it. But I just think that the coin is kind of stuck in the mud, you know, in those ways, where Litecoin just rips through the network. Love Litecoin. I'm a real lover of Litecoin. Bonds and rates. We're looking at all the bond yields going down today. I'm not exactly sure why, but U.S. 10 years 2.82%. Everything is down. I'm not exactly sure why, but there you go. All the yields are down. I don't think this is going to be a permanent situation. I think this is something that's very temporary. But here's what I wanted to mention is, do you remember the Dow Jones Industrial Average is down today? Bond yields are down, and the industrial average is down. If bond yields, this would be an indicator to me that that probably they. I don't know why the bond yield, the U.S. Treasury bond yields have fallen today. Really, to tell you the truth, because we're getting awfully close. They're going to have to start pricing it in very shortly. That what the Fed's going to do at the end of this month, and bond yields should start rising, not falling. You know, the bond yields should start rising. I'm expecting the U.S. 10-year to go to 3% next month. And not too late into next month either. Probably no later than the 15th. And right now, we're at March 22nd. So that's only a little bit over maybe 2 or 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now. I'm expecting the U.S. 10-year to touch 3%. So this is going to have to take off. This is going to have to rocket off, and this must be some sort of a anomaly. I don't know. Maybe they got some sort of trick up their sleeve right now they're pulling to cause this to happen. Of course, you know the Fed's got an awful lot of tricks up their sleeve. Okay, the U.S. dollar, 89.75. Okay, that's where it's been for the last weeks now, is running around that range. So I'll tell you what I want to talk about now. I want to talk about, for a minute, I want to talk about tariffs. The United States today, $50 billion worth of tariffs against China. China says they're going to retaliate back against the United States. The United States says the reason why we're doing this is because China has stole trade secrets. Okay, I remember for years. I remember this. I remember years ago, the United States would send people over to China to teach the Chinese trade secrets on how to make products and stuff, because they were doing business together and they were opening businesses up in China and stuff, and they wanted the Chinese to be able to create these products and stuff to sell to America. You know, so to me, this is just a ruse. I'm saying that's the reason why they're putting these tariffs in. I'll tell you what, that's my opinion. My opinion is it's a ruse. I'm going to tell you what I think that the tariffs are going in for. I think the tariffs are going in for what's going to happen on the 26th when the Chinese start to sell oil for not denominated in U.S. dollars. I think this is the reason why the United States hitting them with tariffs. I think this is a tariff bomb. They're bombing China with these tariffs, or trying to. Now, if they could, every country that's tried to go in and put to sell the oil in anything but dollars, the United States has retaliated very quickly. It's come against that country, and they've pounded them generally with real bombs. Generally, what they do is they head right in with their aircraft carriers to some country. If you got some country that's going to planning on selling oil and something not denominated in dollars, they head in with the aircraft carriers. The next thing you know, the leader of that country is gone. It's like, you know, he's gone, you know, and so it's just like Wayakov said, you know, what did she say? We came, we saw, he died. Ha 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 ha. You know, Hillary. This is what they do. This is their business, to stop anybody who. Now, what's China doing? China's going to sell oil and the same thing. No, can they come in and bomb China? I don't think so. China will bomb them back. If they bring their aircraft carriers into China, what's going to happen? So they know not to try any of that garbage. But what else can they do? How else can they bomb China? Well, you know what they said in the papers today about these tariffs? They said we're going to slap China with these tariffs. Okay? And China feels like they've just been slapped. Honest to God, China says, okay, we're going to have to retaliate because we've just been slapped in the face. We've just been assaulted by these tariffs for no good reason. But there is a good reason. China is destroying the dollar. So we got all these people in America right now who are in this state where they believe this blissful story that we're in an economic recovery and everything's great. The jobs are increasing in the United States, and of course they got their job, and they think everything's just fine and hunky-dory. Oh, they're living in a fantasy because everything's starting to fall apart. Relations between China and the United States are going to rapidly start to deteriorate. China is actually directly attacking the petrodollar by selling oil priced in other things other than dollars. They're going to sell it for, you know, the Chinese are breaking the monopoly that the Americans held ever since they started, since Kissinger went over there and signed these deals with the Arabs and with the Arab countries of OPEC to sell only in dollars. They're breaking this alliance apart. This is going to slowly gut the dollar. It's almost like if you had a person and they received a mortal wound, they're not going to die right away. They got to bleed first. That's what's going to happen to the dollar when this is going to be a mortal wound to the dollar. And the United States is striking back. They're striking back the only way they know possibly how. But it's not a very effective strike, and China's going to strike back at them now. They're starting a trade war, which is only going to lead to the more problems with the petrodollar. And so the whole thing is going to start to disintegrate at this point. Everything's going to start to fall apart, while all these people in America think everything's hunky-dory. They think everything's great. But it's all going to start to happen suddenly because there's also these other forces at play with the Fed and what they've been doing. And they're going to bring about this market crash and everything else. Everything's going to come down at once. Everything is descending to the same point. It's like a whole bunch of race cars coming down the highway, and they're gonna meet at a certain city. And so everything's quiet there, and then all of a sudden they're all going to come in at the same time from every different angle. And everybody's going to be like, what's happened? You know, this is where we're going with this. Listen, thank you guys for listening. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next show. Bye.